it was a tight old game, and obviously a close game. Wasn't too much in it, so I thought the first half we got to a flyer, and perhaps we took the foot off the touch. I think we got a little bit complacent, to be quite honest. And then, but to our credit, we sort of kept defending really well, and we couldn't get back up inside that 20 again. And I think the second half, it was a little bit the same. Just the roles swapped. We had a lot of ball in the last 20 minutes. Down there, we certainly had some chances, but just couldn't quite get over. So the Broncos really defended really well. That last 20 minutes. So it was sort of a. As I say, I think the halves were swapped a little bit, and unfortunately, we were 2 points short at the end.
Half-time, Craig, because as you said, they had defended pretty well, and to be 2 points down given the amount of possession, I think it was about 10 sets.
Yeah, they were. I give them a rap for how gutsy they were, but I give them a bit of a serve for our lack of discipline and our lack of composure when we had the footy. I must say they responded in the second half. I thought our attack was pretty good the second half. We just couldn't quite get over there that last 20 minutes. I think Greg got held up, and we had another one disallowed. From the kick, and Willie Chambers dropped one, in the corner type thing. So we certainly had our chances, but as I said, we're 2 points short at the end, unfortunately.
Billy almost dragged it out of the fire for you, didn't he? Billy Slater, the last pass, went the ground.
Yeah, well, again, we sort of. We needed him and Greg on the ball there that last 10 minutes, Like the Broncos looked like they were out on their feet, but they just kept fighting, they just kept turning up, so they done a great job there. As I said, we threw a lot at them, just couldn't quite get over the line. So, I didn't say we didn't play out the 80 minutes. In the first 40 minutes we didn't. We lacked discipline, and we lacked the composure with the footy. And again, I don't know whether we got a little bit complacent when Billy scored as early. We shouldn't do. We've got a lot of experienced players in our team, but we've got a few young guys as well. So, but like I say, I couldn't really fault our effort in defence. But as I say, in the first half we certainly lacked some discipline, and we lacked a little bit of composure with the footy. Just even getting out of our own half.
Craig, what did you make of the Peter Wallace try, or lead up to it?
It's very disappointing when you get beat by 2 points, and to me it was a blatant knock on. Again, I don't know whether you guys agree or not, but to me it looked like a blatant knock on. And at times, I know we've got the two referees out there, and you think one of them would see it, but sometimes both guys probably their view would be blocked, but we still got a video ref, and I can't believe we stopped, they stopped, and you just sort of thought, well, there might have been something happened there, we'll just check, but we didn't. And as I said, it's disappointing for my players, to get beat by 2 points after that incident. But we all make mistakes. But and I got no problem with neither of them seeing it, because sometimes there's a lot of bodies going around and you miss it. I can't believe that he didn't go to the video ref.
Craig, is a dangerous precedent being set in what we've seen so far? I know it's only round 2, but with the two referees just rushing into decisions when it comes to tries and not utilising the amount of field?
Well, I mean, last week, they didn't go to the video ref at all, and I thought there was a couple of instances. Well, last year they probably would have, But at the end of the day, that's for them to work out, and I'm sure Robert Finch is working hard on that sort of thing. But surprising tonight, we didn't go to the video ref for that, and then they went about 3 times after that, So, as I said, I got no problem with the referees, not being able to see that, because, as I said, bodies around. But when the Broncos pulled up and we pulled up, and you're probably thinking there might have been something there, we can just have a quick look. And and I imagine a couple of my players would have been asking the referee to have a look too, I'd imagine. And, there's touch judges there as well, so the referees, they might have saw it and called it a knock back. I don't know. If they did, I think they've made an error of judgment. So I'm not quite sure whether they did see it or they didn't, but at the end of the day, if he did see it, they made an error of judgment. I think it was pretty clear it was a knock on. So, if they both didn't see it, they should have been going to the video ref just to check. I can't see any problem with that. We've still got the video ref there. If we're not going to have the video ref there at all, well, we don't use him. But I think if we're not quite sure, we still should be having a look. Today, I think we all agree it wasn't such a great decision, but we had some chances to win the game too. So,
Craig, you've got a fair sprinkling of new guys on the side this year. How long does it take you to sort of get them all going for you? past years have been a pretty well-oiled machine.
Oh.
The stop and start.
Yeah, we certainly. I was hoping that we'd be there by round 2, but obviously we're not. So it's a work in progress. So we'll keep working hard at it, and hopefully we can work those new combinations out. We're just struggling in a couple of areas at the moment. But as I said, we'll keep working at it, and hopefully we'll be a bit smoother in the coming weeks.
Greg okay tonight? He sort of was in and out of the game.
Yeah, he trained well. He trained well last night. So I'm not quite sure. He certainly didn't look himself out there, especially early in the game. I think he came into it a little bit later, but he struggled early in the game.
Yeah, it looked like they got going on the front foot. Once the skipper moved to 5'8", but Ryan Hinchcliffe coming in at dummy half, he certainly got the boys going forward as well. Oh,
yeah, he's a good player, young Hinchcliffe, and he's a tough kid, and he's done a lot of dummy half work with us this pre-season because Cameron didn't come back till late after the World Cup. But I just think the way we actually started playing then too, Wally would have helped him, whereas we weren't doing that in the first half. We give away a lot of penalties in the first half and sapped a lot of energy, so it was hard for Cameron to do his job there, and the supports running with him. And we're in the second half, we had a bit more petrol, and it made it a little bit easier for him. So, but he's certainly been a great addition to our team, and he'll be an important member as we keep going into the season.
Is it still an experiment for you, or is it that's a fair employee you'll be able to pull out of it?
Well, it certainly didn't look like it hurt us tonight. As Wally said, we looked like we were sort of started flowing a bit better when Hinchy was there. But as I said, I'm pretty sure that that was the main reason for that was we had a little bit more gas in the second half. After the first half, we just done so much tackling. So, but it'll be again, we'll make some changes and some alterations throughout the game that we think is going to help us. And the best thing for the team. So we just thought that was the way to go tonight. And like I say, we'll do what we think's best, in the coming weeks, whether it be the start games, finish games, or throughout the games.
Anthony Quinn thing, or?
I'm a bit with Cameron. That's what you teach front rowers to do. You didn't sort of lead with his elbow. His arm straight up and down. That's what they do. That's what you teach him to protect himself. He's not a front rower, obviously, so I don't know where that was the difference. Whether wingers not allowed to do that, I'm not quite sure. But as Cameron said, plenty of front rowers do that. And again, it was probably because Sammy, got injured and stayed down. If Sammy hadn't got injured, that would have been played on, I'd imagine. But as Cameron said, we don't want to start criticising anyone or trying to do anyone's job. He's on report, so they'll handle it. But that's just my opinion.